Welcome back to the channel. It's your host Rob with Autoplex. I'm here today because I kind of wanted to give a spotlight of the culture of Autoplex. What are the people like that work here? Well, if you're familiar about the content that we've been putting out over the past year or so, there's one familiar face you'll see, and it's a head covered with some crazy colored hair. It's our co-worker Colton, and Colton is the perfect representation of the culture of Autoplex. So Colton's been here for a very long time. Right now he is doing PPF. He has a very steady hand. He's really good at knocking out those shapes in a very timely fashion. So I think you guys ought to meet him. Let's go find Colton. Employees only. Colton. What's up, Colton?
Oh, how's it going, Rob?
What is that? What are you working on?
We're just getting this customer all squared away with his Chevy 2500 High Country. He's getting the 18-inch highway package, so that's going to be the whole front of this vehicle here. Every painted surface that you see, going to get them all protected from rock chips, kind of help keep the stains down a little bit. Clear mask is always a little easier to wipe things like bug guts, tree sap off of. A little easier to maintain the vehicle once this is installed as well.
How long have you been doing PPF?
Oof. Been doing this stuff for 7 years now. Been with Autoplex for that whole time as well. I've actually been trained by the company. We try to strive for perfection here, so our goal is always to get as much of the vehicle covered as we can, keep it from failing at all. We don't want any peeling. We don't want any debris or anything stuck underneath the film. So big part of this job is just keeping yourself in check as far as quality goes, and just making sure you're working with a clean surface and cleaning the area around the surfaces that you're working on. So I started with the company just driving, picking up cars. I eventually worked my way into sales with the front counter. So one thing that benefits me is I'm actually able to come from a point of knowing how to sell the film and knowing all the ins and outs of that, and then going into working with the film. So I felt like I already had an advantage kind of starting on that step. We do a different type of style of film application. So some of it's bulked, where I am working with by hand, so I'm cutting the film by hand, cutting it to size, but we do also use patterns here. Might be a little difficult to see, but if you look in the light, you can see I have the middle portion of this bumper separated in halves. So using a pattern just kind of allows me to apply the film without having to do as much cutting on the car. We are trained not to cut through the film onto the paint, so a lot of our technicians were trained by putting a piece of clear mask on things like a balloon. So if you can cut that clear mask without scoring into the balloon and popping it, then you're solid on paint for sure. A balloon's a lot softer than metal.
Show me your steady hand. Here's mine.
A little shaky.
Oh, what the heck? No.
I promise my hand is very steady on the car. These are all of our fancy toys. These things save us a ton of time by cutting the patterns for us. We do use the same software provided by the company LLumar, which sells us the window film. LLumar is great, outstanding. They meet all of our needs. It's a high quality film. We love working with them. I would say LLumar has gotten a lot better about the patterns being not only on the computer, but also closer to like 100% accuracy. So a lot of patterns I use, sometimes they pretty much fit perfectly, and I can't ask for any better, honestly.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from southern Colorado. I was born in Colorado Springs. I grew up in Penrose, Colorado, which is around Canyon City, Florence area. Come from a small town up here is kind of nice because, I don't know, there's a lot more to do up here. I like the car scene up here a little bit more. Downtown, there's a lot of trucks and stuff.
You're a man who understands aesthetics.
Yes.
I mean, for one, look at your hair. Show me it.
Tattoos.
Yeah, give me the Nelson.
Yes.
Where's that John Nelson?
Yes. Oh, yes, the castle.
Oh, that castle. Now this dude is covered. Look at Mac Miller.
Got some Breaking Bad, some Back to the Future. Car guy for sure, got a DeLorean tattooed on me.
That's so awesome. We always get different cars here. This is one that I've not seen yet.
So this is kind of a project car. We had a customer come in. He was recommended to us by Evolve. Evolve is a vinyl wrap shop just down the road from us. This is specifically going to be a track race car. I'm not sure if it's a drift car or what he's planning to compete with it, but as you can see, it's pretty much gutted completely on the inside. It's pretty fast too. I drove it a little bit earlier. Yeah, we're car nerds. This guy's a car nerd too, so we always appreciate those kinds of customers. So we're just trying to get this one tinted for the guy real quick. Keep him safe from the sun, protected from getting burnt up on the racetrack. You know, we want him burning his tread, not his skin. And I know how much this car means to the guy who owns it, so I'm gonna put just as much effort into it as I would my own vehicle. And PPF's one of those things too, you don't necessarily need to install it on a brand new vehicle. This is something that can also help those vehicles that are within, 5 or 6 years old stay in the condition that they are and not get any worse with the rock chips. It's better to be proactive than reactive. You don't want to go get paint protection film installed after you've already had an accident. It's good to have it on there beforehand. I've had customers even scrape poles and things in parking lots, and the clear mask is ripped and torn, but the paint underneath is actually still protected and there was no body damage. So all that is a quick replacement of the mask and you're rolling again with perfect paint.
It's the first scratch that hurts the most.
Yes, same with tattoos.
Oh. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you want PPF on your car, everybody's here is a professional, but if you want to ask for Colton, you certainly can. But check back as soon as possible for more automotive content. Please like and subscribe, it really helps me out. And even though it's a little cloudy outside, go have a beautiful day. It's beautiful out. Bye.